Now that you have your site created, let's work on the home page and the title to make it look good. Let's start with fixing this title. Since we weren't able to put any spaces or punctuation, let's do that now. We're going to go up to the upper right corner and click on the word More and go to Manage Site Layout. When you're here, right in the center, it has the site name at the top, and now you can put in your punctuation, your spaces, and write whatever you want. And you probably want your site name at the top of all your pages, so make sure that this is checked. You do not need a site category or a site description unless you want one. And that's all you need to do on this page, so just click on Save at the top. And then over here on the left, this is the arrow that takes you back to your home page. And now see how this is fixed? And it is a link to your home page. So when you start to add other pages, if you want to go back to your home page, you can either click on Home or you can click on this link and it will take you right back home. So now let's add some content to our home page. Again, in the upper right, you have a pencil here, and if you hover over it, it says Edit Page. So in Google Sites, it's not like a Google document. In Google Sites, you always have to click the pencil to bring up your editing tools, your menu bar, and your formatting tools. And then once you've made a change, you always have to save. This does not save automatically like all the other Google apps. So make sure you edit, save, edit, save. All right, so on this page, let's start with just adding some simple text. You don't have to put a welcome message on here, but just write, for the purposes of this class, just make sure you have some text on here. And tell them the purpose of your site. I'm going to put that I will be showcasing some great student projects on this site. Hope you find them inspirational and can replicate them. All right, now you notice this is all in one long column. You can change the layout of your page. So I'm going to go up here to the word layout. And the default is when you make a new web page, it's just one column simple, which means that's it, it's just one column. As opposed to one column, it doesn't say simple. If I change that, then I have a text box up here, I have my open web space here, and I have another empty text box at the bottom. It might be kind of hard to see on this screen. So really what I have is a table, a one column, but 3-row table. One here, and one here. I'm going to change this to 2 columns. And you notice that my text now, since I have a second column here, and they're in very light gray, so it's hard to see them, I know, on the video. So now I have 2 columns. So my text all went in the left column. If you're when you put in pictures and or a video, it's not like, again, it's not like a word processor where it's very easy for text to wrap around a picture and to move text or videos and images and do all of that, because it's not a word processor. So when I do this, I like to have a couple columns so that I can put my videos on one side or my pictures on the other or something like that. So you can decide how you want your layout. When you're working with text, though, this is like word processing. You do have to select it. If you're going to go up here and change the font size, there are not a whole lot of fonts. There's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you cannot add more fonts like you can in a Google document. So you'll just have to choose from these. And of course, though, you can change the font colors. You can do your justification as far as left justified, centered, or right justified. You can do bullets, you can do numbers, you can insert links. So all of those things are available. Now when it's time to insert a picture, I'm going to click in this right-hand column and I'm going to go up to Insert and choose Image. And I've already uploaded a picture to save time in this video. It's a picture of some kids at one of my schools working on a project in Gloucester. So I'll just click on that. You will have to click on Upload Images and then go and find the image from your computer, or your other choice is to fill in the URL of a picture, and that's a little more difficult to do. So this time just make sure your pictures are downloaded to your computer and then upload them here. So I'm going to click on my picture, click on OK, and this picture is huge because I took it on my cell phone. So the first thing I want to do is resize it, and the sizes are right in the middle. Oh, and by the way, if I click off of this, those options go away. So click on it one time to get the options to work with your pictures. So let's look at, right now it's original. Here's large, medium, and small. You can decide what size you want. I'm going to go with large. And I want it centered over here in this column. So here's a line left, center, and right, so I'll click on center. And I don't have any text on this side yet, so I don't need to worry about wrapping. So I'm done with that, so I can click outside of it. That looks good. Now if you're going to add a video, I'll put one on the left-hand side just to illustrate for you. You go back to Insert, and on this, you'll notice in Insert, you've got 3 different columns. The first column says Common. So these are common things that you can insert in a web page. And then there's your gadgets. We'll talk more about those in a minute. And then here is Insert from, it just says Google. So if I want to insert a video, I'm going to insert it from YouTube. So I would click on YouTube. And it wants me to paste the URL of my video there. So what you're going to do if you're going to insert a YouTube video is you want to go and find that video first and then copy the web address, paste it here. The size is up to you. If you're doing 2 columns, you probably can't go bigger than 480 by 270. But you see, you could put a huge video on here if you wanted to. If you did the full size 1280 by 720, that would take up your whole screen and more. So most of the time you'll probably want to stick with the smallest size of video that there is. And then you don't have to include the title if you don't want. You can just uncheck it. Or you could include the title but change this to whatever the title of your video is. So again, you're going to have to find that video first and then copy and paste the address of the video here. I'm going to click on Cancel. And now for gadgets. There are, let's go back up to Insert. One of the gadgets you're going to have to insert for this website that you're doing for this class is Recent Posts, and that is in another video. So I'm just going to go down here to More Gadgets and show you some of the other things that you could insert. So it starts out with the featured gadgets. And we're going to insert our calendar a different way, so don't use that one. And then you can just scroll through and find things that you think are interesting. Or you can click on Public. And here's a weather gadget. Here's looks like a fish tank, a calorie counter, hangman game, etc. So I want to search for the word of the day gadget. So I'm just going to type the word and hit my search button and scroll down. And here it is, word of the day. So I'm going to click on that and I'm going to select it. And I want it to go all the way across the column that it's in, so I'm going to leave the width at 100% and the height is fine at 250. Now, sometimes you have to play with those numbers if you're not sure how much 250 pixels would be, but accept the default and then you can go back and adjust from there. And then I'm just going to click on OK. And now when you insert a gadget, or if it was a video, it looks like, well, that's not what I want it to look like, but you have to remember that you're still working in edit mode. So when you have to go up here and click on your blue save button, and then you can see what other people will see when they come to your page. So here's my word of the day, here's my picture, my title looks better. The one thing I want to encourage you to do, though, when you are working on your home page, is to make it well organized, pleasing to look at, so more pictures or video, or a picture and video, but more pictures than text. And try not to make people have to scroll too much. Try and keep it all on one screen if you can. And have fun designing your home page.